Alright, welcome back to another episode of Art Time. It's been a while. But today we're going to be working on the 11th episode of Elementals Reborn. All I'm going to be doing is just shading and texturing the background as relatively quickly as I can. But if you enjoyed today's episode, please leave a like and subscribe for more. I think I'm coming down with a cold because I feel the congestion coming soon. But October has been pretty cold as of late, so I guess that kind of makes sense. Yep. I don't really know, how long that's going to do its nonsense, but, that's what we've got to look forward to. Anyways, this episode is an important one because the Gwyneth and friends are now finally getting to their first clue in the series. The clue that of which Gwyneth had via that paralytic dream, whatever the hell you would call that, of crystals. And Ariella had a feeling that the crystal that she was talking about would be these crystals right over here. And little do they know, though, it's not the case, but it's not really spoilers. The entire series consists of the group trying to uncover the mysteries of the Elementals' rebirth. And also, this is shown in the episode anyways, if you go on ahead and read it right now. But, yeah, they're not going to solve this mystery in the first freaking half of the season. It's one of those major It's like the One Piece. Or I guess Naruto becoming a Hokage, because that at least actually happens. Luffy and his crew, as far as I'm aware, has yet to find the One Piece. So, yeah. But yeah, there is going to be an end, and the group will uncover the mysteries. It's just going to be at the rate that I'm going, basically. Not gonna say too much, just gonna say that they will uncover it. It's just hopefully, provided I can continue to create this without any problems happening within the world or myself, I should, theoretically, be able to get to that. Or if not, I can at least try to, fashion up, a last will kind of deal where I just finish off the series and work on nothing but that. And that won't be for a long time, hopefully. But, yeah. I have my ideas in mind. But like most of this has been going on, it's like a fantasy version of Cowboy Bebop, with the group going in doing some random tasks, random missions, helping out random people. In junction to the whole bounty hunting collection thing. That's what it's been with the episodic kind of setup. So most of it is episodic, while there are some main, because the filler is not filler. There is no filler in this. It's the group going out across the world. If you've noticed the thing, oh, and by the way, I could probably show you this right now. Let me go on ahead and open this up. If you notice this map right here, see the group going through their little adventures. They got their clue here, then they moved through the area, and now they're over in the Leviathan Kingdom, which is where their first objective resides. Now, of course, the main threat that they're dealing with right now is this Siren lady. And if you look at her mouth, she's got a lot of fangs alongside these strange purple tendrils. Yep. Freaky. Freaky. But yeah, it's a Leviathan that they're facing up against. Giant sea creatures that are, in a similar veins to how the wyverns are like giant flying lizards. Dragons, basically. But the one thing that the Leviathans have that most of the creatures do, I banged my elbow. It's fine. The one thing that Leviathans have that the most of the creatures, except for the golems are more like armor made out of stone or wood or metal, depending on like what type of golem it is. Leviathans are the only creatures that can possess humanoid traits, which is why the Siren here is humanoid, but is mostly fish with the mermaid tail and the scaly skin, and then the fins going off the arms, the webbed fingers, and then the ribs having the fins as well. It's at least one Leviathan we had. And if you've seen it, I don't think I've drawn this. What album would this have been? I don't think it was 43. It might have been like 45. It was definitely before I did YouTube. Where is it? 46. Was it before YouTube? I don't recall. It's been a bit. Maybe I did do it after YouTube. It's hard to say. I might have done it. You know, I have at least like 100. Oh, I know I have over 100 episodes of our time, so it's hard to tell what I got. Where the hell is it? Well, there's a class overview, but I know I didn't do that beforehand. So 49. It would be called creature overview, right? Yes. Creatures. Not here. 47? There it is. And we might have done an episode on this one. You can see we have a Leviathan over here. Right over there, in the back. Leviathan. And a bunch of the other creatures here that you can see. But yeah, this is just another Leviathan right over here, but it's more, how you say, humanoid. So yes, that's always a good thing to have, humanoid creatures. And it works with the Leviathan trait, because Leviathans are giant sea creatures. The fact that they have humanoid traits only just adds to their unique properties. Like how wyverns usually always look like dragons, and how golems usually look like humanoid armor, or like in episode 3 of this particular series, giant mushroom thing with tendrils. But it does have arm-like properties, but so do most creatures. Also, I need to go to coral. But yes, that is the good thing about being able to make a fantasy series. You can pretty much do whatever you want within the realm of at least fantasy. So, any who's and wits. Oh yeah, and this is an elemental. I might have said it before, a while ago. The group will also come across our first elemental. I meant to do it on episode 9, was it? Yeah. But I forgot. And then I thought, you know what, actually, having the elementals show during, like, you know, at the end point of their first clue, it gives them at least the thought process that they're on the right track. Because the elementals are, of course, named after the Elementals Rebirth, the event that caused all the creatures on Etheria to go berserk. So because of that, the elementals being in an area where they are going to look for crystals, their first clue, gives them that false sense of, what's the word I'm looking for? It tricks them into thinking that they're on the right course. And I can't remember or figure out what the word is that I'm trying to use. Tricks them into a false sense of something. A false sense of a simile of... Well, I already forgot what I said beforehand. I'm tired. I had 6 hours of sleep today. I had to do only 4.5 hours of work because somebody called out, and it's a Saturday. Shouldn't have to have come in, but you know what? Somebody was like, no, man, I ain't coming out on what is technically my Sunday, and then they called out, and then we got to go home early, and I got to get played up recorded, and some progress done with on this. And yeah. All in all, I got some stuff done with. That's what matters. I'll work with the wall last. I'm gonna get the ground done with first. Yes, indeed. But yes, the Elementals were the first things to ever be made of this series. Believe it or not. You know what? The first drawing of this Elementals Reborn is this thing. From Album 1, an old drawing I did back in 2015. I don't know the date exactly, I just know that it's in the year 2015, somewhere after, this is the building I'm working on, somewhere after February 22nd. Because I believe February 22nd is when I first started working on, you know, this series. Not series. My drawing in Photoshop. That's when it all began, back in 2015. I almost said 2025. Did I come from the future? No. If I came from the future, I'd probably have looked older. Or maybe we have anti-aging technology, where we look young, but our body is still going through the courses of the old age process. But we still look like we're in our 20s. That's what I feel like the aging process should be, instead of us just turning into old, decrepit. Like our bodies eventually get to a point of failing us, yet we still look like we're in our 20s. That would be nice. Aging wouldn't be so bad if we still had the physique and the appearance of a 20-year-old. So then that way you can die not in pain. When your body's like, yep, nope, can't continue any further. I've tried what I could, I did what I could to prolong our survivability, lasted as long as I could, and crooks. And we still look hot. Or, well, can't say the same for most people out there. Man. I must have offended so many people out there. Do I think I'm hot? I'm not into guys. So I can't exactly say. Well, it depends on the guy, but can you really say that femboys are the quote-unquote guys here? Like Astolfo or Inuyasha? There's a very certain thing to them that initiates attraction. And it's something about the more effeminate appearances that most of them have. Inuyasha being, you know, with long white hair, and of course the dog ears. Astolfo literally looking so feminine. And Z also in the same apartment. Dozy. I guess there's also Gojo, but he's more like pretty eyes instead of like, you know, what you call it. But, yeah. But for those out there who, you know, see yourselves as like walking mud trucks, monstrous, ugly, don't worry about your appearance. You do you. You focus on yourself. Find your own self-love. Because that's what I've done with my creations. I enjoy creating these series, making these worlds. Long ago in high school, I used to be desperate about trying to get in with somebody, but now I'm like, I'll let the wind take me where I want to go. Now I want to try to get out of frickin' this damn job and pursue my dreams of creation. I mean, my original goal was game development, still is. Now, it's morphed, changed into creating. The ability to create is not something that most people seem to keep hold when they grow up to be the age that they become, which is the adult age. They grow up, and there goes their sense of imagination, creation, and wonderment. At that point, you truly do become an adult. But you keep that sense of wonderment and imagination, even with the knowledge of the fact that life is a piece of shit that's unfair. If you can keep your sense of wonderment and imagination, at the very least in a different fantasy world or sci-fi world, or even the same world as ours except better, then you still keep that childlike wonderment. Now, granted, there's still problems that occur within and around the world that will now be more noticeable to you, obviously. But creating and getting lost within the worlds of others as well as yourself, I feel like that's the kind of thing that we should all strive for. Most people seem adamantly hateful towards those who possess this ability to create. The one thing I can definitely bring an example of are those who are touting AI art and are trying to be like, "You're obsolete, get out of the fucking stage, fool, it's time for my art," quote-unquote AI art, to take the reins. Like, I can understand if you want to use AI art as a tool assistant thing to help you as an artist, but if you're just typing up prompts and letting the machine do the work, that's not a sense of wonderment. That's nothing. You don't get the same satisfaction. You're just seeing a machine being like, okay, here's my rendition. My rendition, not yours. I am the machine who created it. You commissioned me, you requested. Could you imagine if the AI had a sense of freaking, an idea of request? You'd be like, you requested this from me. You're lucky I didn't take commissions from you. It's just hilarious. But yeah, the point that I'm trying to come across is people who seem to be going down the whole AI art route just seems to hate people with the ability to create. They seem to despise them, as if they themselves are jealous that they don't possess the same ability as well. I don't get it. If you don't possess the same ability, take some time to try to learn it, or at least express it in your own way. Why do you have to try to bring other people down? Are you that miserable? I don't get it. I don't quite understand your reasoning behind it. If you have to go out of your way to make other people feel inferior by showing them your artwork made by a machine with no input from you outside of typing it in, is that really satisfying? Like, seriously? There are people like me who will just continue to create no matter what. If I can get to a point where I can get a crap ton of money and I don't have to worry about working ever again, I'm still going to create. It's not really about the money. It's about being able to make my own worlds. I'm sure you can do that with your own AI stuff, but don't bring other people down because of it. It's not right. I don't understand their reasonings behind it, but I guess it's none of my concern. I haven't taken any commissions or anything like that. I've always done my own thing, so it's not like I'm really worrying too much about money. I'm mostly banking on, game development, maybe YouTube, no clue. YouTube is one of those things that are just a hobby that I've been doing. Whether or not it actually gets to a point where I can start producing money, well, it really depends on where I can take the content that I'm making. Which is basically just not... I don't edit anything because I don't have any editing programs, and besides, I don't really have the time to edit either way. Besides, I like the long video format. It gives people a decent amount of hours of content to watch. Like Minecraft, like seeing me build stuff, there's that. There's the gathering process too, but that's fine. You get to join me on a journey with at least 2 hours cut out because of the freaking computer dying on me. I was able to at least recover 2 hours. It would have been 4, but thankfully I was able to recover at least 1. So annoying when stuff like that happens. I have a precaution set up now, to where if the computer craps out, the whole thing goes to kaput. That's what I got set up right now, currently. But yes, as I was saying, creation is what I like. I create stuff. And I don't really care for people who hate other people who create. That's the thing, I'm not sure. Do they hate those people? They're just trying to find reasons to fight against something, when we should be striving to create what we want to create. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. The world will go on as it is. What I don't understand is, why do some companies want to try to remove the ability for people to create and make their own stuff? Instead, they want to go try to get a machine to do it. I don't understand physical laborious tasks, so that we can have more time with our family or our hobbies. Never would I have expected that, at the very least, TV shows in terms of cartoons would potentially get affected. And writing, can't forget about writing, would potentially get affected by something like that. People's visions get put to the side because of, others wanting to utilize a machine's idea of a story instead of someone else's. At least those that are trying their best to do that. It's really sad to see. I just wish it wasn't like this. I just wish the machines were going for our laborious jobs, so that we can all just enjoy our lives instead of slaving away in factories or office places or security or anything else, really, so that we can live our lives the way we want to live it. I would only hope that the people in charge would make money obsolete. Because at that point, there's no need for money. If the machines do all the work, why even need to have an economy? What is an economy going to do for us? If the machines are making everything that we need, being able to maintain themselves and create all the goods that we could potentially get, then there's no purpose in money. There's no purpose in money at all. And if you think, well, there's going to be some jobs out there that only some people can do, well, if most of the jobs get taken over by machines, then it's going to be oversaturated. At that point, it would just have to be those who are only doing it because they like doing it. If that's their passion, then that's their passion. They do it without expecting anything in return, just because they want to do it. Is that going to happen exactly like that? Probably not, but there are some people out there who would create stuff without expecting anything in return. Like with what I'm doing in YouTube. I'm not really expecting anything in return in YouTube's department, because I know my videos aren't going to hit all the algorithm's special marks. But that's fine, because I'm doing my own thing, not following trends like most prank YouTube channels do. Like that one person who got shot by this one guy who was deranged, but it makes sense because, for somebody who doesn't know what the hell is going on, two big men going up to them and saying something, I can't remember what exactly, could mean, oh no, these guys are trying to, Are they trying to mug me? What are they doing? Why have they mugged me yet? I don't know why I'm hammering a Jacob's pistol or revolver, but yeah, it makes sense. It does make sense if you don't know who they are, what they're there for, and why they're harassing you, and why they haven't done anything to you yet. In a panic, really. I could take solace in the fact that I'm not going down that trend. Yeah, sure, I shout out profanities against things in a fit of rage, determining on what game I'm playing in, but who hasn't done that? I'm trying my best to try to not say certain words. The word I'm talking about is the R word, by the way, not the N word. Obviously not. We're gonna not pull a PewDiePie. Even though now he's in a much better spot than he was long ago, and those people are probably so pissed that he's living that perfect life. Man's got a child now. I don't think I'd ever be able to do that. I'm perfectly content with cats. Right, Moo? One cat. Since I don't really want to introduce hectic and chaos. We got 2 dogs up there, and those 2 can be quite a pill sometime when they go on ahead and roughhouse, so having 1 cat's at least manageable. Her whiskers twitching in her sleep. You having a deep sleep, cat? Deep dream? Yep. And she goes, waking up. Yes, indeed. But yeah, that's the word I was talking about before is the word that I am so used to for so long in my young years. As basically now considered a word you don't say anymore. Which obviously, there's like the words gay that has been used a whole bunch in the past in the 80s. Now that's become, what's the word? I wouldn't say it's really so much of a if you use it in a negative tone, you're obviously going to be called homophobic by a lot of people, whereas before in the past they would agree with you, laugh, and do all that stuff. That's how it was long ago in the past. Strange to think how much changes within such a small amount of time. Our vocabulary changes. Words like woke has now become something completely different. Our technology has become so far advanced, it's surprising that it keeps getting even more advanced. Times changes, and it changes so quickly. You don't notice that until you grow up and start to take notice of all the things that are changing around you. Norms change. People change. A lot of things become different. It's honestly quite interesting. I don't know how to describe it. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about your fins being transparent. Give me a minute. I'd say it's for the best. Definitely is annoying being called the R word multiple times. Way long ago. Well, not multiple times, but I could definitely, relate to that. And then there's also, what's the thing? Oh yeah, there's also a lot more degeneracy now, where before it was kind of just hidden in the shadows. With the rise of the internet, degeneracy has been quite a rampant thing. Yep. Well, the days of not having to worry about life being dreadful, where the only thing you need to really be concerned about is, getting yourself a date or some shit like that. Would I ever want to go back to a time like that, where all of that stuff is back into the normal, say, forth of here, so, and there on, or whatever? Not really. High school sucked. Work sucks too, but everything in that department sucks. I want to move on to the next chapter, which is becoming the creator. Or the God creator. Creator God, actually. Well, no, that's like the last step after I die. Potentially, mayhaps. If anything, it's a million times better than having to deal with a job you don't really want to deal with having to get money because everything in the frickin' world is revolved around it. All these things and more. Alright, am I missing anything? Probably. I don't know if I got that, but I'm going to run through it again with what I assume is what I would have used if I had ran through it. Yeah, I did, but do it again. When I think about it in more detail, with all of the things changing in the world and certain people holding on to it, I guess you can kind of understand why some people in the olden age are the way that they are. They don't want things to change. Because to them, it shows their mortality. Which is not something most people want to think about. So, you can understand why some of them are so hell-bent on sticking to this toxic viewpoint. Because if they change, then they acknowledge their own mortality. Is it healthy? Not at all. Not in the slightest. Is it gonna be bad for the entire world around them if they keep up this wanting to keep things the same? Definitely. Most definitely. But the subject rings true that most old people seem to fall under the category of either racist, homophobic, or transphobic. It's because before, in their time, that was all considered, well, at least two of them, the latter two, were considered mental health issues, or hell, even back then, mental health issues didn't exist for them. It just said, rub some dirt in it or something, and man up, or woman up, or grow up, whatever the hell they said, or whatever the hell their parents said. It is amazing to see just how much people want to keep the things that the way they were before it is now. Just to see them all be toxic and unreadable about it. I can't exactly say anything more on the subject matter. I've tried my best to change, gotten used to certain surroundings, but even I can kind of relate to that in at least the artwork formation. Would AI art ever be the future for someone like me, at the very least, in order to use it as a tool? Probably not. I'm still using Photoshop 7. But then again, Photoshop 7 is a one-purchase only kind of deal, as opposed to, say, multiple purchases back to back. Which I think is pretty dumb. I think it's pretty dumb. If you want to get more money off of your program, make better programs and keep upgrading it. instead of having it be a freaking subscription service for something that should be a one-time payment. The software program should be a one-time payment. But, yeah. Where was I going with this? I've forgotten. I'm tired. Oh yeah, changing. Oh, the face of change. Don't know lyrics. I won't be original. I don't know, I'm so tired. And probably coming down with a cold. See. Shh. I was thinking maybe I could do Game Crafters after this episode, but I might go to sleep after I finish this up, which shouldn't be too long. But if you're ever wondering why grandmama or grandpapa are racist or homophobic or transphobic, just remember they came from a time where that was considered normal behavior. And they don't want to change because that will remind them that they are dying soon. That's right. It reminds them of their own deaths slowly approaching. They want to keep whatever amount of normalcy that they see in their eyes the same as it ever was. Even if that means they have to be insufferable to a group of minorities just to keep it. It really does feel sad to see those people who seem to be good people at the heart, but they just can't let go of the past. They can't grow with the times. It really is tragic. I know somebody, and I'm not gonna really say much more about that, who, at the very least, well, what's the word I'm looking for? Contributes to one sign of that particular category. Won't say too much more on subject matter, but I'm sure anybody from a certain place listening to this probably knows who I'm talking about. Or they don't know, and they're like, oh, that makes a lot of sense now when they think about the person that I might be talking about. Regardless, it just doesn't make sense. Oh, no, it does make sense. It doesn't make sense in a moral standpoint, but it makes sense on a logical standpoint. And we all know that logic isn't exactly the best thing, isn't that right, Artorias, you son of a bitch? If you don't know what I'm talking about, you're probably not watching the Tales of Berseria series, and you're probably never going to. But yes, something dark side, something racist, something old people, mortality, death's doorstep, something. So yes, that's our deep half-tired 6 hours sleep, up for like, oh god, how many hours have I been up for? We woke up at like 12:20 or 12:30 fully. It's almost 4:30, so what time would that be? Be 16 hours up with 6 hours of sleep. So yeah, groggy philosophical talk. Well, hey, we're at least going down one route of the PewDiePie. We're skipping the N-word and all the other stuff, and going straight to philosophical pubes. Oh god, we're going down the Markiplier route. Well, how could this be? Well, that means we're going to be making a movie someday. Or did we... No, that would be early Markiplier making lewd jokes. Oh no, he's kind of like that now regardless, just more sophisticated. Well, it was just a slip of the words, so there wasn't really much of a joke there, just a failure to try to say a name right. I don't know what that is. I don't know who that would be. But you know what? I'm mumping Lark into it until proven otherwise. Yep. Uh-huh. And that's what we're doing. I've got nothing more else to talk about. Nothing more else at all. I can't say. I was planning on doing like a little face bubble, like, line, frame, face, same with here. And when I thought about it, it seemed like it was gonna... we already got these two kind of covering up most of what's going on here. So I kind of wanted to try to like just not do that this time around. Would have been adorable just seeing Gwyneth and Domodora freaking out. Because there's a very specific like immunity that some of the characters have towards the Siren song. Those characters being Ariella and Genthru. Genthru is asexual. He does not have that same desire that most people has. So he is immune to the Siren song. Ariella, well, she's horny 24/7. So she already, it's like the feeling is kind of normal to her. So Siren song doesn't affect her. It's funny to think that because Ariella is such a flirtatious woman, she's immune to something that should be hypnotic. But Gwyneth and Domodora, they are not immune. I probably should put this beneath the bubble so that they're, what do you call this here? They are not immune to the Siren song. Matter of fact, they are the ones that get kind of hypnotized by the Siren's musical lyrics. Which will then lead the group to make a hasty retreat. Which then leads us to have Gareth, who is homosexual. He's into guys. And Sadie, who's pure of heart and does not have the same feeling. So basically, if you're asexual and don't have any sexual drive, or you are so goddamn horny that it nullifies it, or you are into guys and not into girls, which I imagine if that's the case, there's probably a male Siren that would affect Gareth. But because Gwyneth is bisexual, and because Domodora is heterosexual, they easily fall prey to the Siren song. Well, actually, yeah, we could probably have Sadie just be heterosexual, and then it'll be all about, like, what your preference is. You into women? Bam! The Siren's got you under her spell. You into men? No ban. Unless you go against the male Siren. But keep in mind, this is a creature. A Leviathan-classed creature. Just like how almost every creature has a male or female counterpart, except for some very unique, specific species that have apparently multiple genders. I forgot which creature had that. I know there was one, but I don't feel like looking it up. If you want to look it up, you can go on ahead and do that. But there was a creature that had multiple genders. Regardless, we're going off of the reproduction rate of a male and a female, not the sexual preferences of what you want to do. So in terms of that, that means that there is definitely a male Siren. Just like how there is a female Siren right here. He probably would have long hair too. The long hair would probably act as like an active camouflage that all the Sirens have. Being able to guard them from the top. Their nice teal-colored hair blends them in with the environment. Any other Leviathan creatures or anything else that can like see or that preys upon? I think that's the word. Not the ray, but the E-ray. The R-E-Y, prey. Any creature that preys upon the Siren, well, they probably won't be able to find the Siren amongst the camouflage that they possess. If it was a male, it would probably have a more defined body, where the back will go out by here, and then there's the pecs, right there. The shoulder will be slightly larger, but not by much. And the head, well, is whatever the hell the type of Siren is that would have a certain head. It makes sense. Regardless, though, the only one who would have been affected by a male Siren is Gwyneth. Because again, Ariel is horny as hell. Ganthru doesn't have any sexual prowess, and Domadora is heterosexual. So the only one who would get affected is Gwyneth. But I feel like holding back Gwyneth while having like Domadora and Ariella take on the male Siren, I feel like that would probably be enough for them to not need to call these two. And I need these two to be called in. Or at least you. You're just there because I wanted to add you here. Another Hazarika member. The Hazarika member is a race of, I think it would be Arabic, right? Yeah, because the architecture was kind of inspired off of that. But the Hazarika members are based off of Arabic people, but with black nail polish everywhere and pink hair. I don't know why, just something about that combination. Domadora over there, right there, looking like a frickin' snack. God dang, something about the pink hair and the dark skin. Now, if you're wondering, she's 15, so don't get those thoughts. But he's 19, so get those thoughts. That's right, get those thoughts. Think about him. Think about him in compromising positions. You won't. Oh, now you're thinking about it. Oh, it's in your mind now. I'm projecting it. It's okay, Squiddy. Just imagine him in his underwear. Oh no, he's hot. Yep, of course. I don't think Gareth would be into Domadora, though. I think Gareth would be more into Ganthru. Something about like the strong male type. He's more into masculine. So, take that as you will. I'm sure I'm probably going to make a reference to Gareth just checking out Ganthru. Indubitably. Although nothing will ever happen. Because Ganthru's not someone searching for that kind of stuff. Ganthru would become a virgin all of his life if it means he gets to serve the Queen. And create a legacy for himself. Of course, now he's serving the Queen in a different way. Uncovering the mysteries of a very important event that changed Etheria for a long time. I'm tired and I couldn't think of anything else to say other than that. But you get the point. He wants to be able to leave a legacy behind. Being the Queen's Paladin is a pretty good legacy to be leaving behind. Alright, I need a kind of blue color, but what kind of blue color? Darker blue? Oh, like that. I also feel like there's a way I can like adjust that a tiny bit. It probably is. Where would that be? It's probably beneath Ganthru, right? Yeah, right here. Which one are you? That one. Which one are you? Of course. Did I shade this bubble in? I don't recall if I did or not. I won't do it anyways. Gonna get some shadow in here. I'm gonna get the bubble bright up here. I might have an idea, actually. Hold on. 10%, we just delete the middle portion, but have the outside area be more prominent. Indubitably. Yay. That's not the bubble I want. This is the bubble I want. Put that at a 50, but remove most of the inside so we can see the characters working at large here. Bang ol' boom. Man ol' dang, man. Awesome. Alright, go to the Siren. Time to get the what's called here. Probably gonna be like 20 now. Beneath y'all's. Okay, this one's probably gonna be like 50 or something. Maybe? Maybe not 50, maybe like 30. Because the idea here is to have the water kind of just get darker. So maybe this will be good for that, but the further we go in, the more that gets darker. What is this again? Coral 1B, building 1E, right? Right. Building 2A. Sand 1C. Right about here seems like a good place to put the next fog. 30. I get like a darker blue in here. Is that good? And it's too dark if I do it like that. Who did this? It's too bright. But I do like the idea of having this side be bright. Just to showcase that one particular area here. See, I don't know. I mean, okay, keep in mind the fog is the fog. I'm probably going to do something different with other things after this. Yeah, with the effects, of course. Can't forget about the effects. I still feel like 50 would work here. To make it look like it's, you know, even further beyond. Like if this is at 50, because everything is underwater. If there is one thing I could probably do, fog 1AA, or, yeah, no, AA. I'll make this go at like a solid 50. And this is assuming that this doesn't completely encompass this water elemental here. 30? Nah, 50. It makes it so the water elemental isn't too prominent. Does it look like she's just avoiding all of the fog? So I give her some. I think that's after the fog, but there's one more thing that I want to do. That's not where I want to go. Elementals Reborn, characters, meaning, family, area meaning. I want to add in a little effect that I forgot to add in, or didn't think to add in right here. Aura. Well, we can get some in the middle. But the rest should be outside of it. And Gwyneth over here trying to use some of that there magic. Also, I don't know if did I do the Gwyneth and Friends drawing? I think I did. You see how short Damodara is? He's such a shorty. A short prince, not a king yet. Look how small he is compared to Ariella. Because these guys are standing on a leg that gets them to the height they would be if they stand normally. So he's right about here. If you're the top one, well, would it be Yeah, the head would be like right here, right? Not counting the hair. But regardless, he's still short. He's the shortest. With Ariella being the second shortest, and Gwyneth, of course, being tall. And then, of course, Genthru is like freaking. I think in terms of where my height would be, whereas this, he would probably be up here. Which means like Gwyneth would probably be about my height. Just about. So yeah, Amador is pretty freaking small. I don't know how small, but he is small. You can't call him a short king because he ain't no king. He's a prince. Where is the wand? There's the wand. I want wand aura. Aura around the wand. It's not gonna work. I need you to get out of that. Alright, that should be that for that. I want to add in a little bit more before I do anything else. Other dynamic. Color dynamic, scatter. I don't know if I'm going to scatter that much. Some little particles coming off the aura. I didn't mean to have it come off the aura, but that's fine. Particles. Well, I could probably have some be overlay. There we are. So basically, they're in like a little hydro air bubble kind of thing. They are protected from the water surrounding them. They do have a limited amount of oxygen, of course, but they are indeed, in fact, somewhat protected. Against something like this, it all depends on how much area I can hold out. But for the most part, yeah. It is quite an interesting little concept. What color do I want? Because I do kind of like a nice green lighting kind of just shining down. Okay, not on the Siren's face. If we're going to be anywhere near the face, it's probably here. That's not what I wanted you to do, you fool, you idiot, you moron. Now everything is off. Probably by a little bit. Yep. Gotta figure it out. I'll just move this over more. Alright, I probably should have one at like 20. So we have at least some rays coming in. Light glow. We're almost. Oh, well, I didn't click anything. We're almost done here. Not much is left. At least I don't think. Alright, let's see. I mean, any light, it's probably going to be only up there. I do kind of like a nice glow off to the side here. Yeah, sure, that'll work. Light particles. You tired too, cat? Well, don't be. Not until I go sleepy here. So that way we can match up our sleeping pattern for night. Even though it doesn't matter because you're not really that much of an issue unless you're in heat. And you're not. Thankfully, your heat cycle seems to be getting shorter and shorter. Hopefully it stays like that. Shadow rays. Well, I can feel the congestion going away, which is great. Still doesn't change the fact that I'm tired as all hell. Yes, indeed. Tired as all hell. But I gotta get this done with, so tomorrow, or in this case, yesterday, today. The day I'm recording this is Saturday. No, actually, it's Sunday. But it's like 4:30 a.m. Sunday. So when the time comes for me to post this story, to get this made and done with, and get this thing posted, then that'll be that. Let me get rid of some of the shadow on your face here, or the shadow rays on your face here. That should be good in that department. Doesn't really matter because you two aren't in the scene exactly. It's not like this is the exact scene that's playing out now, is it? Our first run-in with an elemental. Oh, now that's a good question. Would a shadow ray hit the bubble edge? Probably not. Because essentially what it is just a giant bubble. In the air, it's just a water bubble. If it's hollowed, like it is right now, then you essentially have, an area you can go into. Dumping in the water, boom! Now you just got open space. How would you think the lighting and the shadow would work in that department? Would it just cast it out as like a, I don't. Is there a moment where there's a big enough bubble where we could test it out underwater? There probably is already a test there. As a matter of fact, we could just look it up. Do underwater bubbles cast shadows? Bubbles form a chain of refraction at the boundary between water and air. And it changes the direction of travel of the light, and the area where the light would have reached in either water or air is now in shadow. I didn't retain any of that or understood any of that because it's too fucking tired now, me is. Regardless, it's a bubble in the water. I don't think it would cast a shadow, the bubble itself. Or at least it would cast shadow rays. The characters inside of it would. But not the bubble itself, and if it does, oh well, I can't help that. Tired as hell. Well, we're almost done. I don't think there's much more that I have to do here. I got the bubbles, I got some of the little clouds that most of the bubbles have coming off of them. Not a lot of shadow rays to really place here. And now all that's left is the effects. Okay, it's going to be interesting. This will probably change how most of the fog works, because you're not going to be able to see most of this if the effects are being placed into here. Alright, light blue effects. If you're wondering where all of this is taking place in, if I can remember which area it is, the Oceanic Vista is where this is taking place in, i.e. Leviathan Kingdom, something I made a while ago. It's taking place somewhere within the confines of this area here. They're probably entering in from here or so. And then, of course, there is the Royal Ruins, where this is being, not exactly here, but it takes place within the area, probably like somewhere back there or something, because we're up against the wall, as you can see. And you got your elemental here, doing her thing, and a shrimp, and a bunch of... Oh yeah, there's another example of the Leviathan. Right over here. Giant-ass creature. I think it's... Yep, it goes that far back, and I think you can see somebody here. I don't remember, it's been a while. So that's where most of this is taking place in. I was going to open up the map. I mean, I guess I could still open up the map. I don't have to cycle out to all that. I could just use the first version where none of the updated villages are here. The Leviathan, you can see this little area here, this hole, this crater. That right there is where they're taking the fight to this Siren. Not out here, in here, where most Leviathans can't get in through here. Gives you a general idea on where most of this is occurring. And that's the reason why they can't get to the crystal caves that they're looking to get to. Because this Siren bitch is trying to kill any people entering her territory. Which I guess makes sense. It does have to make you wonder how the Leviathans before the Elementals Rebirth, acted. Because obviously they're creatures, right? Not every creature in our world are friendly, like cat or dog. Right, cat? That's right, I'm talking to you. That's right, I'm talking to you. What you looking at? Licking your chaps after you washed yourself. So I imagine most Leviathans, probably like most other sea creatures, ignored any kind of people nearing them, or at least around them. Well, you would like to say that, but the orcas are kind of trying to take back the ocean to some extent. I want some nice greens to go with the, what do you call it? Not too much around the hair, though. Let's try to, keep it... Would that be teal? No, what would that be? Light blue? Hold on, what is this that I'm looking at? Is it really that much in the glow department? No. Not that. It's barely that. What is causing that? Not that. Not that. Not that. Oh, wait, no, I'm looking at the fins thinking, okay, no, never mind. I thought the hair was supposed to be blue. No, it is supposed to be that. I'm looking at the fins. That's not the color of the fins, you fool. Regardless, I probably should still make sure your face is relatively cleared. This is the first time you get to see Gareth in the comic forms. The actual full-on first time you get to see him in full body is this one right here. He doesn't look as good as he does now. I mean, when we first saw him, it was way back in album 40, and not that one, in the Town of Creation. This is when we first saw him, right here. And that's when before we had, any of the, the textures that we decided to put in. And there's Ariella, right there. We kind of did repurpose this scene a little bit. We had this play out, but we did this differently with Ariella hang out with these two. Cat and Namado over here. A lot of things here changing, of course, to kind of fit the story that we have in mind. They're like little concepts. What I mean by building the world up as is. It's amazing to think how much we've improved. We're on album 56, and remember, an album is 24 drawings each, and that drawing I just showed you was album 40. See, improvement is possible. If I can go from this to this, you can too. If you put the time in it and actually put care and love into your creation. That's what you need to create. I mean, that's why I have countless amounts of OCs over here. Light purple. Now that is a good question. Because I do want to kind of keep it relatively dark. Let me look around what colors I can get. Not too dark. Like a nice solid blue. That seems too blue. That seems too blue as well. I don't know if I can add anything more here. I think what we have is good enough. I'm going to add in a sepia and I'm going to change up the fog. That's not what I wanted. Give me a sepia. Okay, let's see. I need a nice blue color. A nice cool blue. Okay, that could work for this side over here. Is there a green I can get in here? 2 green. 2 green again. So now I'm not sure about that. Let me see what this sepia looks like about that. So there are some blues here that do kind of make your body a bit more bluer than it needs to be. Like I can remove some of the blue. Let's see here. What can I adjust in the fog now is the question. Siren's fog could probably go to 10. Maybe? I mean, it shows the Siren more, but I kind of want... I want to have the... I mean, I guess what I could do... What was that color again? Idea. That's not going to work. I have to do... What is it again? This. Can I go to the eye tool there? What did I hide again? No, I didn't hide anything. Use you. I messed around with. Alright, I don't know what fog this is. Fog BA, sure. Why not? There, so that way at least you are somewhat hidden. Doesn't seem right for some reason. I don't know why. Let me look around. Oh, what are you doing? That's the fog I used. I guess that's it. Well, if anything, we can delete the fog in the bottom and at least have the fog up top for you. Alright, let's see. 40? Man, without that being high, it's kind of dark, isn't it? I like that. Like that, though. Alright, how about you? You seem to be another 30. I feel like 20 would work well with you. And 40 would probably work well with you. Now, the question is this what we want? Because I could definitely do a different fog color for you two up here. Maybe at like a solid 20. Maybe I can do this color. Nah, too bright. But I don't want that to be like that. What would this look like without that? The idea is to make them fade into the background a bit more. Showing these two characters that have some involvement into the story. While having you be here to showcase the ability to go around here and whatnot. Dulce declares, I think, mayhaps. Also, what is this bubble again? Yeah, the bubble, that is 1B. That's most of that. I probably could have you at like 50. Nah. The air surrounding most of them is mostly here. If we were to get rid of that, it would look a bit strange, like a floating bubble. I guess this will do. Unless I can do a nice overlay. Not gonna lie, an overlay does look kind of good. I'm gonna bubble 1A then and see what that looks like. Double overlay. Yo? Not really. I think the overlay happening on only one bubble works best. Unless there's a different one I can use. Soft light, hard light, vivid light, linear light, pin light, difference, exclusion, hue, saturation, color, luminosity. I don't know. Overlay seems better. Near dodge. That's just what it looks like normal. I kind of like overlay better, in all honesty. It's not too, hard. It's kind of soft edges and whatnot. Yeah, that works. I don't know if there's anything more I can do here. I think we kind of reached our maximum limit with this one, which is fine. I'm definitely tired as all hell. So there we have it. How long have we been recording? An hour. An hour and almost 18 minutes. That's fine. So with effects, without effects, with effects, without effects, so on and so forth. If there was anything I could adjust, it would probably be the Siren's eyes a bit more. Actually, yeah, wait, hold on. Let me adjust the Siren's eyes. It makes sense that her eyes would have a little bit of a glow to it anyways. There we go. Awesome. Okay, that's good. I don't need to do the effects thing again. So that's all the time I have for today, folks. I'm tired as hell, and I'm going to go to sleep. And then I'll post this thing on a Sunday. When it's posted, that's when the story's going to come out. So thank y'all for watching today's episode. My God, my brain went through several titles. Art Time. It's been so long since we did Art Time. I almost said Tales of Berseria, then I almost said Played Up OTC Edition. If you enjoyed today's episode, please leave a like, subscribe for more, check out that there playlist, and of course, previous episode of Art Time from 3 weeks ago, and the most recent episode of Tales of Berseria right over here. Thank y'all for watching. I'll see you all in the next episode. Later.